Alright, that's the Simian Mobile Disco live setup, all set up on a big round table so we can razz around it and jump on whatever stuff we want to. First up is the MS-20. The main lead line comes out the MS-20, which is good because it means that we can alter the sound quite a lot. As you can possibly see there's also, we can send audio through it, and that's good as well because it tends to mangle the audio, which we like. As we go round the table a bit more, that's a MIDI keyboard, which we use to jump forwards and backwards and all that kind of stuff in the set. You can trigger points with the white and black keys in various tracks, so like an intro or an outro or something like that. We've actually got more of them now because we keep adding stuff in. At the top left of that keyboard, you can see some kind of pads that have just got samples in. They're dead useful for just adding things in on the fly. Those things change on a fairly regular basis as well as we kind of change what we want to drop in. The nice thing about this keyboard setup is quite often if you hear us jamming the end of a track, it'll be us actually jumping to the intro and then shipping into the chorus or something like that. It means we can kind of make structures up on the fly and kind of jam the end of tracks or jam the start of tracks out. It makes it just, a lot more fun for us, really. Okay, we move around to the Mackie mixer. Nice little mixer. It's got nice lot of auxes, which means we can kind of send stuff to all kinds of sound mangling gear. As you can see, we've kind of split the tracks out into kind of fairly sensible things, and also everything's submixed through that, so all we're giving front of house is a stereo DI, so if it sounds shit, it's our fault. Right there at the top you can see the Vermona filter. That is terrible, don't buy one of those, it's just the worst piece of kit we've got. Otherwise in there we've got a nice compressor, we've got a crusty old reverb, a bit like a space station but not as expensive. And yeah, just some other reverbs that we just kind of forced in there because there was a bit of space. Also there's the sound card. As we go around, what is that? That's the pedal board. The pedal board is good fun. I mean, we use a lot of pedals in the studio because they tend to mess with the sound a lot more harshly than your kind of standard rack mount units. So yeah, that's a ring mod there, the frequency analyzer, and you just saw before that was the Korg. It's kind of a high pass, low pass filter thing, which also seems to distort things. That's another distortion box. We like distortion. And just above and to the left you can see the CE1, which is a really nice old chorus unit. And what else? Yeah, below that is the Memory Man, which is again another delay unit. We've been using a lot of delay, but they all kind of have a bit of their own character. This one's really good for feeding back on itself, and also it's got a modulation on it, so it goes nice and wobbly. Yeah, it's the pedal board is, we kind of fight over that because it's good fun. Also good fun is the modular synth. That's a piece out of my modular that we decided to take on the road because it's good. At the top there is the ribbon controller that kicks out gate and CV, which we kind of use. I've got it running to two kind of inversely synced oscillators. We made a fairly general patch for this because obviously we're using it live and we don't want to be pulling chords out as we go, especially the audio ones, otherwise we'll make a massive bang on the PA. Generally speaking, you got the bass line coming through the modular, and also there's a lead line which is made up with the step sequencer, or we can use the step sequencer to make kind of sort of glitchy analog percussion type stuff. The step sequencer has really been great. It means we can kind of make stuff up on the spot, and also it's pretty unpredictable, so it kind of adds that element of chance, and you never quite know what you're going to get out of it, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. That's all the kit we have. It's all the kit we need so far. It's a really versatile setup we've got. And I mean, in sound checks we've managed to play around with tracks and get them sufficiently far away that you can't actually recognise which track it is. Okay, so the whole thing you can kind of see in the background slightly. There's lights. The whole idea really was that we'd try and create a kind of TARDIS type thing for us to mess around in, and so far it's been really good fun.